In 2020, 2021, the world was concerned about that C virus. Now in 2022, the world is concerned about Vladimir Putin, dictator, tyrant, liar, invader, who, in my opinion, is criminally putting on a war against Ukraine. And it is of my opinion that he is doing this because he is selfish. He is running around with his feminine energy, and he's causing havoc, reaping havoc around Ukraine for the Ukrainian people. Tupac Shakur said in 1993 that you can fund the wars, but you cannot feed the poor. Yeah, you have all the money in the world for wars, but when it comes to taking care of people, you can't do that. This sign says, NATO, please block the sky over Ukraine. Because if NATO doesn't block the sky, then their Russians will have control over the Air Force. Even the dog, the animals are misplaced. Children are misplaced. Families have been torn apart, ripped apart, and this needs to stop, and it needs to stop now. My question to you is, are you ready for this? If this was your country, wherever you are in the world, are you ready? Welcome to Straddled Events. On this channel, we bring you the truth. Sometimes the truth is quite ugly, unbearable, and you just don't want to deal with it. But on this channel, you're going to get it anyway. You are straddling between the fence of good versus evil, right versus wrong. And on this channel, we're going to tell you to do better. Let's go. Dr. Martin Luther King says injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. It is of my opinion that these three dudes right here should have never came out that sack. They should have stayed in the condom. That would be Vladimir Putin, Kim Jong-un, and Donald Trump, because they are deadly, unpredictable men. They run around with reckless speech, reckless actions, This couple says, F all of this. You have one person from Russia and the other person from Ukraine with a beautiful baby in the middle. That's what this is all about, life. These people are fighting for their country. They just want to live in peace. People from around the world have come out in protest up against this war, because at the end of the day, you are displacing millions of people. Millions of lives have been ripped apart, families torn apart. You have demonstrations all over the world saying how unfair and unjust this war is. People just want their lives back. They want this to end, but it doesn't seem like it is going to happen, because Putin's army is still firing on the Ukrainian people, actually firing on the people, not just the military, allegedly, from what I can see in the news media. And the world wants this to end. You have done enough. But you're so used to taking stuff by force that it's just a habitual thing that you men with power think that it's okay to do. It's not okay to do while you're sitting up in your palaces, in your mansions, living a lavish life, eating a lavish meal. These people are cold. They're in bomb shelters. They're in their basements. It is the middle of winter. And some of these people do not have heat. They're going without food. This is terrible. And the whole world needs to come together and fight. Because my question to you again is, are you ready? When this comes to your town, your neighborhood, your city, are you going to be prepared? Do you know what to do in case something like this happens? I will be putting out some videos when it comes to what happens when war comes to your city, ways that we can protect ourselves, especially the senior citizens, and how we can protect the children and the animals. It's so much to do. Open your eyes to see that this could happen to you at any time, any day, and this has to happen according to the Bible. If wars and famine do not happen, that would state that the Bible is not true. And I believe that the Bible is true. So we are to expect this kind of stuff to happen. But also in God's word, he says that my people will die due to lack of knowledge. So while you're sitting back in your comfy home, you're thinking that you are not going to be touched by a situation like this, never say never. Because you're going to be touched by a situation like this unless you die first. That's the long and short of this. It's time for everybody to get prepared. Get ready. Putin thought he was just going to slip into Ukraine, wipe out the military, conquer the country, and call it a day. Unfortunately, that didn't work for him. Instead, he was welcomed by the president of Ukraine. That's who he was welcomed by, who came to stand in the gap and fight for his country, which I hope you other leaders around the world will do the same thing for your country instead of talking a good game and never walking it. For my viewers who live in Texas, y'all know last year that Ted Cruz took a vacation while everybody else was in the middle of a Texas grid failure and going through freezing. He went on vacation with his daughter and his family. And the president of Ukraine is standing there fighting, standing there with the people going through what they need to go through. This man is 80 years old. He showed up to join the Ukrainian army, carrying with him a small case that consists of 2 t-shirts, a pair of extra pants, a toothbrush, and a few sandwiches for lunch. He said he was doing this for his grandchildren in Ukraine. This man is holding a sign that says, "Dear Putin, let's speed up to the part where you kill yourself in a bunker." We don't promote violence on this channel, but right now, that's not a bad place for his ass to be. The citizens of Ukraine and people around the world want this to stop immediately. Just stop it. People are tired. The soldiers are tired. The children are scared. Just stop with all this stupidity. This is crazy. It is not okay for you to do what you're doing. This is a Russian man that says that he's standing with Ukraine because Russian people are going to hurt just as bad as the Ukrainian people because of all the sanctions. People are dying for just no reason whatsoever. They're cold. They're in bunkers down there. There is no heat down there. This young man here blew up the bridge and lost his life trying to stop the Russian troops from passing. This pilot is known as the Ghost of Ukraine because he's good at what he does, and that's putting down Russian aircraft. These people are in the underground at the train station. And it's because of Putin. He's just known as the #1 killer. That's all this is. And the citizens want this to go away. The world wants this to go away. People want him to go away. Because this is not fair. It's definitely a crisis when it comes to humanity. When it comes to the pets and family. It's just too much. It's too darn much for one man to be in control of millions of people's lives, devastating millions of people's lives, all because of one selfish, inhumane being. You can't even consider him a damn human being because this is just pure evil right in your face. Again, I ask you, are you ready for a dictator, for something like this to happen to you, wherever you live? Are you going through this right now in your lifetime? If not, you better get ready because it is coming your way.